What is your problem with Disney?
I'm broke.
Listen, don't you worry, pal. You had a good run. Enjoy your retirement.
2023 has been Disney's nightmare year so far, as most of you may know, and we still have a few months left. But how much have they actually lost? And who is the new winner out of all these movie studios? How big are their profits or losses in 2023? And maybe most importantly, why are they beating Disney this year?
What the is going on?
Let's go through it. For those of you who've been following our discussions, you might remember my recent video where we delved deep into Disney's ongoing decline. I did go really easy on them there, but this time it's a bit different. No. Sure, we'll try to cover Disney's catastrophic year at the box office, but instead of Disney, we'll highlight some other movie studios who actually made some incredible movies in 2023 so far. Let's go through some really interesting numbers. And a side note, while I was doing my research, this shocked even me, to be honest. I was looking a bit deeper into Disney's cinematic production and I saw something interesting in the previous years. I'd almost forgotten about their dominance that they had a few years back. Keep in mind that Disney is actually still the biggest distributor by miles. But at the same time, other movie studios since the pandemic started have been catching some ground, and especially this year. First, let's take a look at this impressive list of Disney movies. They have Avengers Endgame at almost $3 billion, their movies in second and third place are above $2 billion, and they got an astonishing 22 movies above $1 billion. That's just crazy.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything.
The problem is though that you have to scroll down to a place of 29 to find Doctor Strange that was made after 2019, the year that changed everything for this company. You also have to go all the way back to 2014 to find Warner Brothers, on a first place at the domestic box office with American Sniper, and if you look at every year since then, Disney has crushed their competitors every single year. 2015 with 3 movies at top 5, 2016 with 4 movies at top 5, 2017, 2018, and 2019, the year where they hit their total peak of success, with 7 movies in the top 10 list. Primetime Disney were not playing games in 2019.
Business.
And this is where the decline started for real. And what's really intriguing though is Disney's attempt to pin all these failures, especially now in 2023, on external factors, like the ongoing pandemic. It's not that 90% of their recent movies are crap, no. They argue that people are staying home, avoiding cinemas, and that's why these movies didn't perform well. But hold on a minute, let's unpack that argument because it's ridiculous. I can even do it with one word: Barbenheimer. The two standout films from 2023, Barbie, drew in a primarily female audience and it's been nothing short of a smashing success. Meanwhile, Oppenheimer has captured more of a male-dominated crowd and it's been equally as impressive. And I mean, that's not the only movies this year that have been a major success. Let's not forget about the Super Mario Bros. Movie that has made well over $1 billion this year. So, maybe for once Disney should take some responsibility and get off that high horse, because yes, you have had a long run at the top and other movie studios are still a bit behind, but for how long is the real question. They have Marvels coming up that I personally don't think will be as successful as the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. They'd need to make around $1.5 billion on that movie to save some of their major losses of 2023. Even if that were to happen, it would still not be enough to save them from major losses this year. So, enough about Disney for now. What do we have this year? Well, we've got Warner Brothers, Universal, Lionsgate, Paramount Pictures, and Sony Pictures, and many others in the year of 2023. It's been a roller coaster of a year, so let's dive into it. Before we get into some numbers, please keep in mind that the box office is not all the money that the studios get back. They keep about half of that and put in like somewhere between 50 to 100% of the budget on marketing and so on. So to have a really successful movie at the box office, they need about 2.5 times the amount of the budget of the movie production. So, take Fast X for example. The budget was estimated to be around $340 million, and that would mean that by the 2.5 rule, they would need to make around $850 million. But they ended up with $704 million, so Universal actually lost around $146 million on that movie alone if you follow the rule. And a side note is that there is also a major difference in the production budget and the final cost. Okay, so who is the actual winner of 2023? Let's start with Warner Brothers. Many of you might be thinking that they should be at the top because of Barbie this year. It sure is the most successful movie of 2023, and it's made them a good amount of cash at the box office. But if you take into account that they also made The Flash, Meg 2, The Nun 2, and Blue Beetle, then the year changes. The Flash and Blue Beetle were huge flops for the Warner Brothers. Just The Flash alone lost over $220 million, and their year so far is estimated to be at a loss of around $122 million. Then there's Universal. They've got the Super Mario Bros. Movie and Oppenheimer, and it's actually my top favorites 2023 so far. Two complete masterpieces. They also got Megan,
A bear did cocaine!
and Cocaine Bear that have been pretty successful. If it wasn't for Fast 10 that lost them a lot of money, then they would have an even more impressive number than the estimated $124 million so far this year. Paramount Pictures have had a rough year. Their movies in 2023, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, that in my opinion is a really good movie, but it's been struggling a bit at the box office. Scream 6 made a good amount of money, but Transformers Rise of the Beasts, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, and Dungeons & Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves lost them an estimated total of $613 million this year. Then we have Lionsgate with John Wick Chapter 4 that were pretty successful, but then they have Are You There God? It's Me Margaret, Operation Fortune, and many other movies that lost them an estimated $170 million. And this is not counting Expendables 4 that could maybe be another flop with a disaster opening weekend of the year. Too early to say, maybe, but we'll see where it settles. Sony Pictures have had a phenomenal year so far, there's no question about it. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has been a major success globally, and look at the ratings, 96% on a tomato meter and 94% audience score. They also got Insidious: The Red Door, The Equalizer 3, A Man Called Otto, and
Hi, mind if I touch your wiener?
What? No hard feelings. The only losers they had were probably 65 and maybe Gran Turismo that are in theaters at the moment. They ended up on an estimated profit of around $174 million, and they are the biggest movie studios winner of the year. Congrats Sony Pictures on your success in 2023. We've still got one left. Surprise, surprise, Disney takes the last place.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And here are some of their movies this year. It's not looking great, and as you all may know in this moment, movies like The Little Mermaid, Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny, which was the biggest flop in theaters this year with a loss of over $300 million, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania also lost a ton of money. Elemental and Strange World all have, well, let's just say they've been far from what Disney fans were hoping for. It's been a string of disappointments, and there's no sugarcoating it. This actually looks like a solid list of movies that could deliver some profit, but let's see. Guardians of the Galaxy maybe made them some profit, and I say maybe because they had a huge production and marketing budget that you have to take into account. Elemental barely broke even, and the rest pretty much has been a disaster this year, making them lose an estimated shocking, but not surprising, $1.1 billion. Everyone knows that Disney is on a total decline, and people are getting tired of their agenda and excuses. Just take a look at some videos about Disney and you'll see thousands of negative comments about them, including families' genuine disappointment about raising prices in theme parks, pushing political messages, wokeness, the bad quality of scripts, feminism, and LGBTQ themes. The list goes on. And the more they focus on the diversity of ethnicities, the less they focus on the accuracy of the story. Period. I also feel for the actors who almost get all the blame for a bad movie. Most of them really do try their best. Actors play a crucial role, but they work within the framework provided. Blaming actors alone overlooks the many factors at play, and a comprehensive critique considers all aspects of filmmaking, not just performances. And I'm gonna say it, they have Snow White coming up in 2024 and are maybe hoping that it could be a blockbuster hit. That's actually how delusional they really are. Because if you don't change anything and you keep going with what Zegler's on about, you're screwed.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
For me, the only people that are going to watch that movie are a small amount of die-hard fans. Rachel Zegler's mom in support, and the rest will just want to see how bad it is. 99.9% will stay at home. That's it. Here's the final list of distributors this year. Once again, congratulations to Sony Pictures for the win in 2023. Really looking forward to Kraven the Manhunter with Aaron Taylor Johnson. I don't know about you, but the trailer got me really excited. And yes, there is still a few months left, I know, but I don't think anything surprising will happen. Well, if Marvel's gets $2.5 billion in the box office, then I'll make a huge apology dedicated to Disney, I promise. So, in other words, no apology will be made. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified on upcoming videos.